Stop. Do not scroll past this. If you clicked on this message right now, it is already confirming itself. This is not for everyone. This is not entertainment. This is not background noise while you do something else. This message is only for the one who has been delayed, the one who has been attacked in silence, the one whose breakthrough was blocked right before it manifested. If that is you, stay. Heaven sent this. I need to tell you something, and I need you to hear it clearly. Your financial delay was not natural. The struggle you have been facing, with money, with provision, with doors closing at the last moment, that was strategic warfare. The enemy identified what was coming to you and positioned blockers at every gate. But those blockers are being removed right now. As you listen to this, chains are falling. Listen carefully. There is a 72-hour window over your life. A decision you make in the next 3 days will determine whether you step into overflow or remain in lack for another season. Heaven is not playing with you. This is urgent. This is precise. This is your moment. Do not treat this message casually. Before this message ends, I am going to reveal the one thing the enemy has been using to block your wealth. It is something you have not considered, something hidden from your awareness. And once you see it, you will understand why provision kept slipping through your fingers, why opportunities disappeared at the last moment, why money came but never stayed. There is a reason, and it is not what you think. But first, you need to understand why this message found you today and not yesterday. Why now and not before? You have been feeling it, have you not? That weight on your chest when you check your accounts, that anxiety when bills arrive, that shame when you cannot provide the way you want to, that confusion when you work hard but still struggle. And the worst part is, no one around you seems to understand. They think you are not trying. They think you are making excuses. But they do not see the warfare happening over your finances. They do not see the invisible hands pushing against your provision. You are not lazy. You are not cursed. You are under attack because something is about to break open for you financially. The enemy saw the transfer coming. He saw the shift on your horizon, and he panicked. That is why the struggle intensified. That is why it felt like every door had a lock. That is why even when you obeyed, it seemed like nothing changed. But here is what the enemy did not expect. You did not give up. You are still here. You are still seeking. You are still believing despite everything. And that persistence activated something in heaven. What I am about to share next will expose exactly why your finances have been targeted and what shift is already in motion. There is a hidden pattern you have not noticed, a cycle that has repeated over and over in your financial life, and it is not coincidence. Stay with me, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And once you understand it, the cycle breaks. Chosen one, pause for a moment. If this message is already hitting different, if your spirit is already confirming what you are hearing, do not just watch silently. Subscribe right now. Do not let the enemy distract you from the very channel God is using to speak to your situation. You know how many times you almost missed a word that changed everything. Stay connected. This is not random. This is divine assignment. Now I need to speak to a wound that you have not fully healed from. There is a betrayal in your past that still stings when you think about it. A person you trusted completely, someone you prayed for, someone you defended, someone you opened your heart to without hesitation, and they turned on you. It was not a stranger who hurt you. That would have been easier to accept. No, it was someone who knew your secrets, someone who sat at your table, someone who smiled in your face while planning your downfall behind your back. And the worst part was not what they did. The worst part was that you never saw it coming. You replayed it in your mind 1,000 times, asking yourself what you missed, wondering if you were the problem, questioning whether you could ever trust anyone again. The enemy used that betrayal to isolate you, to make you build walls so high that even the right people could not reach you. He wanted you suspicious of everyone. He wanted you to close your heart forever. But here is what heaven wants you to understand. That betrayal was not your ending. It was your exit. The person who left was never supposed to stay. They were comfortable with the old version of you. They could handle you struggling. They could tolerate you small. But the moment God started elevating you, something in them shifted. Your growth exposed their limitations. Your light revealed their shadows. And instead of rising with you, they resented you. That is not your fault. Elevation always reveals hearts. Not everyone can handle where God is taking you. And some people have to leave so you can become who you were created to be. So stop grieving someone who was never assigned to your future. Stop trying to understand why they changed. They did not change. They were exposed. And God allowed that exposure to protect you from carrying the wrong person into your next season. I know it hurt. I know it still aches sometimes when you remember. But that pain is transforming into wisdom. That wound is becoming your discernment. What they meant for evil, God is using for your protection. The betrayal was deliverance in disguise. Let me address something that has been tormenting your mind. You have been waiting longer than you expected, longer than you planned, longer than what seems fair. Promises that were spoken over your life have not manifested yet. Dreams you carried for years still feel distant. Doors you knocked on remain closed. And the enemy has been whispering the same lie over and over again. You missed it. Your time passed. You are too late. But I am here to break that lie off your mind right now. You are not late. You are not behind. You have not missed your moment. What you experienced was delay, not denial. And there is a massive difference. Denial means God said no. Delay means God said not yet. The enemy wanted you to confuse the two. He wanted you to stop believing, to stop praying, to stop expecting, because he knows that the moment you give up is the moment before breakthrough. That is his strategy. Wear you down right before the finish line. But you did not quit. You are still here. You are still listening. You are still seeking. And that endurance has been recorded in heaven. Here is what you need to know about your delay. God was not punishing you. He was protecting you. Some doors closed because you were not ready for what was behind them. Some relationships ended because they would have poisoned your next season. Some opportunities passed because they were traps disguised as blessings. The delay was development. And your development is now complete. What took others years will take you months. What took months will now take weeks. Heaven is releasing acceleration over your life because the waiting season has served its purpose. If this message is confirming what you have been sensing in your spirit, subscribe to this channel right now. These words are not random. They are finding you because you need them. Stay connected. Your next confirmation might be in the very next message. I need to speak to the loneliness you have been carrying. You have felt it pressing against your chest. That ache of being surrounded by people yet feeling completely alone. Conversations that once filled you now drain you. Gatherings that once excited you now exhaust you. And you have been wondering what is wrong with you. Why do I feel so disconnected? Why does no one understand me anymore? Why am I suddenly uncomfortable in spaces that used to feel like home? Let me tell you what is happening. You are not being rejected. You are being repositioned. God is separating you because He is preparing you. The isolation you feel is not punishment, it is consecration. Heaven is pulling you away from distractions so you can hear clearly, from noise so you can receive revelation, from crowds so you can develop intimacy with the one who called you. This season feels lonely because it is supposed to. Not everyone can go where God is taking you. Some people were assigned to a chapter, not the whole book. And when their chapter ended, their presence became uncomfortable because their purpose was complete. Stop forcing connections that heaven has already closed. The reason conversations no longer satisfy you is because your frequency has shifted. You are vibrating at a level that most people cannot match. And that is not arrogance, that is elevation. Your oil is different now. Your fire burns differently. Your hunger has deepened beyond what surface relationships can feed. This isolation is incubation. God is developing something inside you that requires silence to grow. Something that would be contaminated by wrong voices. Something that needs protection before it is revealed. So stop apologizing for needing space. Stop feeling guilty for pulling away. Stop questioning why you crave solitude more than society. You are not antisocial. You are being prepared. Listen. I know you are watching quietly, taking everything in. But chosen ones like you do not find messages like this by accident. If this is touching something deep in your soul, subscribe now. Do not keep walking through this season alone when an entire family of chosen ones is right here with you. Hit that button. You belong here. Now let me expose something that has been tormenting you when no one else is watching. The night hours have become a battlefield. You lay down to rest, but sleep will not come easily. Your mind races with thoughts you did not invite. Memories you buried years ago suddenly resurface with force. Anxiety grips your chest between 2 and 4 in the morning, and you wake up exhausted, like you were fighting in your sleep. Because you were. The enemy attacks at night, because that is when your defenses are lowest, when the world is quiet, when you are alone with your thoughts, when there is no distraction to shield you from his whispers. He replays your failures on repeat. He reminds you of every mistake. He magnifies every fear. He tells you that you will never recover, that the best days are behind you, that tomorrow will be just as hard as today. But I need you to understand why the attacks intensified at night. Darkness fears what you carry. The enemy is not fighting you because you are weak. He is fighting you because he knows what is coming. He sees the breakthrough on your horizon. He sees the doors about to open. He sees the transfer being prepared. And he is desperate to stop it before it manifests. Those sleepless nights are proof of your significance. But here is what he did not count on. Every night you survived made you stronger. Every attack you endured sharpened your discernment. Every battle you fought in the dark trained you for authority in the light. You are learning how to war without exhaustion, how to stand when everything says fall, how to trust when everything feels uncertain. Heaven downloads revelation in the night season. The enemy tried to interrupt your transmission, but you received it anyway. You are still here, still believing, still standing. And those night attacks are about to end. God is releasing supernatural peace over your rest. The warfare has been noted. Divine reinforcement is arriving now. There is something you need to see that has been hidden from your awareness. Not everyone celebrating you is actually for you. I know that sounds harsh. I know it challenges what you want to believe about people. But your discernment is upgrading right now, and you need to see clearly. There are people in your circle who smile when you succeed but secretly hope you fail. They ask too many questions about your plans. They offer help but leave you feeling drained every time they walk away. They celebrate your victories publicly but criticize your methods privately. These are not strangers. These are people you trusted, people you prayed with, people you defended when others questioned them. And they have been working against you. Not with weapons, not with obvious attacks, but with subtle sabotage, planting seeds of doubt in conversations, sharing your private struggles with people who had no business knowing, using information you gave them in vulnerable moments to undermine your credibility later. You felt it but could not prove it. Something in your spirit kept warning you, but your heart wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. Stop giving the benefit of the doubt to people who have shown you their true heart. Elevation reveals what was always there. Your growth did not change them, it exposed them. They were comfortable with you struggling because it made them feel better about their own limitations. But the moment God started lifting you, their true nature surfaced. Envy is a spirit, and it operates through people who refuse to deal with their own issues. But here is what you need to understand. God allowed this exposure to protect you. He let their masks fall so you could see who was really for you and who was just using you. Every counterfeit connection removed makes room for divine alignment. The people who left were never meant for your next season. They would have contaminated your blessing. They would have poisoned your peace. They would have sabotaged your success from the inside. So stop grieving their departure. Start celebrating their exposure. Your circle is being purified because what God is about to do requires clean connections. There is a moment every chosen one faces. A moment when everything within them wants to quit. You have reached that moment. The combination of betrayal, isolation, night attacks, and hidden enemies has pushed you to your absolute limit. You have held it together in public, but in private, you have collapsed. Tears have fallen that no one has seen. Cries have escaped that no one has heard. And you have questioned everything. Why me? Why this much pressure? Why this long? Why does everyone else seem to have it easier while I carry this weight? The silence from heaven has felt deafening. The prayers you prayed with such faith now feel like they are bouncing off the ceiling. And for the first time in your journey, you have considered walking away from everything you believed about your calling. The enemy seized this moment to deliver what he thought would be the final blow. Give up. No one cares. You are not special. This was all in your head. You are delusional. You are weak. You are finished. But you are still here. You are still listening to this message. You are still seeking. You are still hoping despite everything screaming at you to stop. And that endurance has activated something in heaven. Let me tell you what your breaking point really is. It is not where your destiny dies. It is where your surrender begins. Every great vessel must be broken before it can pour out. Every powerful weapon must be forged in fire before it can be used in battle. Every chosen one must reach the end of their own strength before they discover the limitless strength of their God. Your breaking was not your ending. It was your becoming. What you thought was weakness was actually the doorway to supernatural strength. What you thought was failure was actually the foundation for unprecedented success. What you thought was God abandoning you was actually God positioning you for something so big that your old capacity could not contain it. You had to be broken open so you could be filled up. The tears you cried were not wasted. They were seeds. The pain you endured was not punishment. It was preparation. The pressure you felt was not meant to crush you. It was meant to transform you. And the transformation is complete. You are not who you were a year ago. You are stronger, wiser, more discerning, more dangerous to darkness. What I am about to reveal will change how you see everything you have been through. There is a war happening over your life that you cannot see with your natural eyes. Battles being fought in dimensions beyond your awareness. Decisions being contested in realms where angels and dark forces engage over your destiny. Every prayer you have prayed has been fuel for this fight. Most people live completely unaware of what is happening in the invisible realm over their lives. But you are not most people. The intensity of your battles proves the magnitude of your assignment. There are assignments from God that only you can carry. Specific people tied to your voice, generations connected to your obedience, breakthrough waiting on your yes, and the enemy knows it. That is why the warfare increased when you got serious about your calling. That is why betrayal came from unexpected places when you started walking in purpose. That is why isolation surrounded you when you began seeking God deeper. That is why confusion tried to settle in when clarity was about to come. The enemy does not attack what has no future. He saw what was coming to you and positioned every weapon he could find. He used people you trusted. He used circumstances you could not control. He used your own thoughts against you. But here is what he did not count on. You did not quit. Every attack you survived made you stronger. Every battle you fought trained you for authority. Every night you endured in warfare developed your spiritual muscles. You are learning how to war without exhaustion, how to discern without paranoia, how to stand without explaining yourself to people who would not understand anyway. God is strengthening your spiritual authority right now as you listen to this message. Your prayers now carry weight that shakes foundations. Your declarations now shift atmospheres. Your presence now makes darkness uncomfortable. You are becoming dangerous to the kingdom of hell. And that is exactly what God intended. The warfare was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to develop you, not to break you down, but to build you up, not to defeat you, but to train you for victory. You are no longer a victim of spiritual attack. You are a warrior with spiritual authority. Everything you have been through now makes perfect sense. Every tear you cried was an investment. Every betrayal you survived was training. Every lonely night you endured was preparation. Every attack you faced was confirmation of what you carry. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Nothing was meaningless. God has been developing something inside you that the world desperately needs. A voice that will speak to hearts others cannot reach. A presence that will bring healing others cannot provide. An authority that will break chains others cannot touch. But you had to be broken before you could pour out. You had to be emptied before you could be filled. You had to lose everything that was not from God so you could receive everything that is. The pain was not punishment, it was preparation. And your preparation is now complete. There are people waiting on your obedience. Lives connected to your willingness to step forward. Breakthrough tied to your courage to speak. Healing attached to your decision to move. When you delay, others remain bound. When you hesitate, others stay in cycles. When you shrink back, others miss their moment. This is not pressure. This is purpose. You were chosen for such a time as this, not by accident, not by default, but by divine design. That heaviness you felt was not depression, it was transition. That loneliness was not rejection, it was consecration. That delay was not denial, it was development. And now comes movement. God is downloading the blueprint into your spirit right now. The fog is lifting. What confused you is becoming clear. What seemed impossible is aligning. What took others years will take you months. What took months will take you weeks. Heaven is releasing acceleration over your life because the waiting season has served its purpose. You are not behind schedule. You are right on time. The doors that were closed are about to open. The resources that were withheld are about to flow. The connections that were blocked are about to manifest. But you must be ready to move when God says move. You must be willing to speak when God says speak. You must be prepared to stand when God says stand. Your purpose is becoming clear. Your assignment is being revealed. Your season is shifting. Stop right here. If you have not subscribed yet, ask yourself why. Every time you search for clarity, every time you feel overwhelmed, God guides you to messages like this. Do not reject what heaven is trying to give you. Subscribe so you stay connected to the voice that lifts you when no one else does. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. What you are about to hear is not motivation. It is activation. The shift you have been waiting for is no longer coming. It is here. You woke up this morning and something felt different. The heaviness that pressed against your chest for months has started to lift. The fog that clouded your mind is beginning to clear. The weight that made every step feel like a struggle is loosening its grip. This is not your imagination. This is divine intervention. Behind the scenes, things are moving faster than you realize. Conversations are happening that you are not aware of. Decisions are being made in your favor. What was blocked is loosening. What was delayed is being expedited. What looked impossible is aligning. Heaven has been working while you were weeping. The prayers you thought went unanswered were actually being processed. The tears you cried in secret were actually being counted. The faith you held when everything said give up was actually being rewarded. And now the evidence is manifesting. You are starting to notice signs everywhere you look. Strangers are speaking words that confirm what God told you in private. Numbers are aligning in ways that cannot be coincidence. Doors are cracking open that were sealed shut for years. Your spirit is recognizing what your mind is still trying to process. The season is shifting. The atmosphere is changing. The breakthrough is breaking through. But this shift comes with new instructions. You can no longer afford to think small. You can no longer hide behind excuses. You can no longer play it safe when God is calling you to step into the unknown. The preparation phase is ending. The activation phase is beginning. What was developed in secret is about to be revealed publicly. What was tested in private is about to be demonstrated openly. What was whispered in your ear is about to be shouted from rooftops. God is not giving you comfort. He is giving you a platform. He is not giving you rest. He is giving you reach. He is not giving you ease. He is giving you influence. The shift is here. The question is not whether you are ready. The question is whether you will respond. Because ready or not, your moment has arrived. There are doors in your life that no human hand closed, and no human hand can open. But God holds the key, and He is about to turn it. Opportunities are appearing that you never pursued. People are reaching out who previously ignored you. Resources are becoming available that were always out of reach. Invitations are arriving from places you never expected. This is not luck. This is divine favor. But I need to warn you about something. When doors open suddenly, fear will try to creep in. Your mind will start questioning whether you deserve this, whether you are qualified, whether this is really for you. The enemy will whisper the same lies he always whispers when breakthrough comes. You are not ready. You will fail. You will embarrass yourself. You should wait until you feel more prepared. Do not listen to those lies. God does not open doors for people who are not ready to walk through them. He does not give assignments to people who cannot handle them. He does not promote people who will crumble under the pressure. If the door is opening, you are ready. Even if you do not feel ready. Readiness is not about having all the answers. It is about having the courage to move when God says move. It is about trusting His timing, even when it feels too fast. It is about believing His word over your feelings. The doors opening now are not rewards, they are assignments. God is not giving you a break, He is giving you a breakthrough. He is not giving you what you want. He is giving you what you need to fulfill what He called you to do. Some of these doors will lead to platforms you never imagined. Some will connect you with people who will change your life. Some will provide resources that will fund your purpose. Some will open pathways to influence you never thought possible. But every door requires a decision. Every opportunity demands a response. Every invitation needs an answer. You can hesitate and watch the door close, or you can step forward and watch your life change. The choice is yours. But the door will not wait forever. Divine timing has divine deadlines. The enemy is desperate because time is short, and desperate enemies make dangerous moves. Just as breakthrough accelerates, opposition intensifies. Just as doors open, resistance increases. Just as favor flows, warfare escalates. This is not coincidence. This is strategy. The enemy knows he is running out of time to stop what God is doing in your life. So he is launching what he hopes will be his final attack. And this one is different from all the others. This attack does not come through people, it comes through memory. Right now, as you stand at the threshold of your breakthrough, the enemy is replaying every past mistake on the screen of your mind. Every failure, every shameful moment, every time you fell short, every decision you regret. And he is whispering the same lie over and over again. You do not deserve this. Remember what you did? Remember who you were? God cannot use someone like you. You are a fraud. You are unqualified. You are disqualified. The condemnation is trying to abort the breakthrough. But I need you to hear what God says about your past. I already paid for it. Your past does not disqualify you. Grace covered what shame exposed. Mercy rewrote what failure authored. The blood of Jesus erased what the enemy keeps trying to replay. You were never chosen because you were perfect. You were chosen because you were willing. You were never selected because you had no flaws. You were selected because you had faith. And that faith carried you through every attack. That willingness brought you to this moment. That imperfect obedience positioned you for perfect breakthrough. The enemy is using your past to steal your future. But your past is not your prison. It is your testimony. It is not your disqualification. It is your demonstration of grace. Every mistake you made taught you something. Every failure you survived strengthened you. Every time you fell and got back up proved that quitting is not in your DNA. So when the accusations come, and they will, remember this. The enemy only attacks those who are advancing. He only fights those who are moving forward. He only accuses those who are about to break through. Your past will not stop your future. Every accusation he throws is proof that you are progressing. Every condemnation he whispers is confirmation that you are close. Keep walking. The door is still open. The breakthrough is still coming, and your past cannot stop what God has already approved. There is a difference between knowing you are chosen and walking like you are chosen. This is where that difference is established. You are stepping into this new season with transformed posture. You no longer apologize for your calling. You no longer shrink to make others comfortable. You no longer explain yourself to people who would not understand anyway. You walk with quiet authority that shifts atmospheres. People sense something different about you before you even speak. Your presence carries weight. Your words carry power. Your prayers carry authority that moves heaven and shakes hell. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You have learned how to war without exhaustion, how to discern without paranoia, how to stand without wavering, how to move with purpose instead of pressure. The attacks you survived trained you for this authority. The betrayals you endured taught you discernment. The isolation you walked through developed your intimacy with God. The breaking you experienced prepared you for the pouring out. Nothing was wasted. Everything was training. Your breakthrough is closer than your emotions suggest. Your prayers have not been ignored. Your tears have been counted. Your obedience has been recorded. Heaven has been watching your endurance. And now heaven is responding. Distractions are losing their grip on you. Things that once consumed your attention no longer hold power. People who once triggered you no longer move you. Situations that once overwhelmed you now feel manageable. You have been upgraded spiritually, and there is no going back. But with this authority comes responsibility. What God is about to do requires clean hands and a guarded heart. You cannot carry bitterness into blessing. You cannot drag old wounds into new territory. Release what hurt you. Forgive without reconnecting. Heal without reopening doors that God closed for your protection. Check your focus. Check your obedience. Check your spiritual habits. The doors opening require a different version of you. The platforms being prepared demand a purified heart. The influence being released needs a surrendered will. You are walking into rooms that will recognize your authority before you speak. Favor is preceding you. Angels are clearing your path. Nothing formed against you will prosper in this season. But you must walk worthy of the calling. You must move with the wisdom that matches your authority. You must carry yourself like the chosen one you are. This is not the end of a message. This is the beginning of your assignment. Everything you have heard was preparation for what you must now do. You stand at the edge of your new season. Everything that was promised is now manifesting. Doors are open. Authority is established. Clarity is present. The shift is complete. But with new seasons come new instructions. Now comes movement. Now comes clarity. Now comes divine acceleration. But you must respond. You must choose faith over fear, alignment over comfort, obedience over explanation. Do not hesitate when God says move. Do not doubt when God says speak. Do not shrink when God says stand. You can no longer afford spiritual slumber. Look back at your journey with new eyes. Every wound makes sense now. Every tear was counted. Every delay was purposeful. Every betrayal was redirection. You are exactly where you were supposed to be. The people who doubted you will witness what God does next. Those who dismissed you will not recognize the version of you that is emerging. What they refused to believe, they will be forced to see. And they will know this was God's hand. This is your confirmation. You are not behind. You are being positioned. Do not look back. Do not second guess. Do not downplay your calling. The season of hiding is ending. The season of activation is beginning. Stand firm in what you have learned. Stay alert to what God is doing. Stay humble as doors open. Stay obedient even when it does not make sense. You were never late. You were being prepared. You were never rejected. You were being protected. You were never forgotten. You were being watched. And now you are being released. Heaven has spoken. And this was the message you needed before the next door opens. They said you were finished. but God said you were being forged. They counted you out, but heaven kept counting your tears. Your delay was not denial. Your pain was not punishment. And your next season will make them all understand. You were chosen, not by accident, but by design. Now rise. The world is waiting for what you carry. Before you go, chosen one, do not forget this. The fact that you made it to the end of this message means something. Your spirit needed this. Do not walk away without subscribing. It costs nothing, but it means everything for the journey God is taking you on. Join the family. Your breakthrough might be in the next video. If you know this channel speaks directly to your spirit, subscribe. This is your community. This is where chosen ones gather. This is where confirmations arrive. Do not miss what God sends next.